Hello, everyone, and yay, it's the first day of Nano. Oh, and I was just telling Emma, I don't usually start off with too many people in the chat. Oh, well, it said 11, now it dropped down to 4. I'm more used to like 4 people being in chat. At the start. So this is my normal numbers. I saw 11 though for a second. But yeah, it's first day of NaNoWriMo, and I have a guest superstar who just put out a book about how to win NaNoWriMo. I think it's superstar because you did it, you did the thing, you accomplished the thing, and you wrote a book about the thing. So I think it's really, really good. And I think that I just told Emma I've not been able to get through all the book, but I've read most of it. Oh, well, about halfway. And so it has a lot of great insights, and I really enjoy that, Emma's giving this advice, but she's interweaving how it worked for her at the same time, and what limitations she had to work with, and how she dealt with that, and how she built her schedule. And I think a lot of it's really, really useful. So we'll talk about that. We'll probably come off the break and I'll ask some questions, but I want to go ahead and let Emma introduce herself and tell us, are you doing NaNoWriMo? What is your goal? And tell us about your book.
Oh, okay. I will try to remember to answer all of that. My name's Emma Bennet. I write kissing books, sometimes contemporary, sometimes Regency, as well as children's picture books, apparently now non-fiction for writers as well. I'm also a freelance developmental editor and a writing coach, and that's what I've been doing this morning. I teach writing on Wednesday mornings, so I've come in the door and come and joined you guys to get some more words in. I am going to be doing NaNoWriMo this year. I'm going to be writing my Christmas book for next Christmas. The working title is A Scottish Christmas. My Christmas book for this year just came out last week, Christmas Truce. So my aim is to write a full first draft. So it will be more than 50,000 words. I did this last year for NaNoWriMo for my book Center Stage, which will be out next year, and that ended up just over 55,000 words. So I'm anticipating similar this year. Was that all the questions answered?
Tell us a little bit about your nonfiction book.
My nonfiction book. Okay, my nonfiction book is Write, Eat, Sleep, Repeat. Actually, there's 2, and I have
there are 2.
The other one is a guide to Twitter for writers who really don't want to spend their lives on social media. But the one we are talking about today is this one. It is a guide to winning NaNoWriMo. It is packed full of lots of tips and tricks and my own experiences, as well as the experiences of loads of other writers who have done many, many NaNoWriMos over the years. Basically, I did a huge amount of research last year before undertaking my first Nano because I was a little bit worried about it. And looking into the statistics, there's more than 500,000 writers who take part in NaNoWriMo each year, and a tiny proportion of those actually win it. And I was like, okay, why? Obviously, sometimes things happen. We get sick, kids get sick, work goes crazy. But I think with a lot of strategies put in place before you start NaNoWriMo, ideally, as well as during it, you can definitely give yourself a better chance of success. And that's what I'm hoping to get across in this book.
And did you have a Band-Aid on your finger?
I do. It was a complete Halloween moment yesterday. I was eating my toffee apple that I'd made, and I just bought a cup of coffee. And the toffee was like, it's proper toffee, so it's really hard. And I didn't want to break a tooth. So I got a knife and I was merrily cutting. And then I was like, why is there blood all over my toffee apple? That's weird. Where's the blood coming from? And it was from my finger. I'd cut it with a knife. So yes, I do have a Band-Aid on my finger.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was like, I like scraped the top of my finger on something. And it was when we were out trick-or-treating. I don't know what I did, but it's just like that, like just small scrape of skin on the top where it's kind of like stinging, but it's not too bad. I'm like, what did I do? I don't even know what I did to do that.
Sometimes I'll just be like walking and it seems like I cut myself on air.
Right.
And I'm like, what? How? I haven't touched anything. This air.
Yeah. Well, for those who may not know who I am, my name is Shannon. I write under the pen name of SC Huston. You're here on my channel where I do lots of writing sprints. I also publish content about self-publishing and my writing. And I'm also part of the AuthorTube Writing Conference. We are gearing up to open applications on November 15th. If you have a YouTube channel where you publish content about writing or publishing, you are more than qualified to sign up as a speaker. So we'd love to have you apply when those applications open. We'll have some live streams in the future. We have a couple of plans still, especially on the day applications open, to celebrate applications opening. And during those live streams, if you have ideas or pitches you'd like to run by us, you can bring them during the live stream, and we'll put time toward looking at those pitches and ideas. And there are people who also give like ideas, like they would not be a speaker, but they say what they would like to see happen during the AuthorTube Writing Conference. You can also come and just get some ideas. I'm also part of the Secret Santa with Hananya Leckler. And that is open, and the unboxings will be February 16th. So there's still plenty of time to sign up if you want to do it. 2 wonderful things come out of the Secret Santa, which is one, first, the most important to me is the community building and being able to meet new people. I actually met Hananya through Secret Santa last year, so it was really awesome that I got a chance to meet her. And then the second part is that we will do a simultaneous release of all our videos, and it bumps the algorithm to bring more eyes to our channels and maybe meet some new people who would like and enjoy the content that we are producing. So there's that. I'm also part of the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast with Ben Pick and from Running to Write and Morgan Lee. We have some great authors lined up. We actually have Emma lined up for next season. So we're interviewing her tomorrow for that to come out. I don't remember the date. I think it's the February one. I think February 1st, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But we are interviewing her tomorrow for that interview next year. And yeah, tell me what you guys are doing for your nano goals. I am working on writing the hopefully the final draft. I've only written 1 draft so far of my next book in my series, which, yes, I'm also an author. I always forget that part. And so
on the side.
Yeah. So A Curse of Scales and Feathers is my newest release. It is a fantasy romance, and it's epic fantasy romance, and that is still on Indiegogo, which if you're interested in getting it, is there. You can buy it still. It's on demand platform. And I also have a coloring book that you can also add on. And this just came in, so I'm really, really loving this. This goes along with the book itself. So I definitely suggest reading the book first, because you might get some spoilers if you do the coloring book first. So I did take out 1 page that I really, really loved because it was a major spoiler. And I have an accountability partner who's read all my work. And she's like, yeah, I think you should, because I shared the coloring book with her. And I was like, what do you think? And I said, I don't know about some of these. And she said, you need to take out this 1 page. She says, maybe offer it as a bonus when they get to the end, because it's too much of a spoiler to put in there, just in case they do the coloring book first. I was like, okay. And no, that it's a spoiler to like the biggest mystery in the book that kind of draws the readers through. So yeah, so I took that page out. But yeah, and then I am hopefully writing the next one. So this is A Curse of Scales and Feathers, and the second book I'm writing is A Curse of Wings and Gems, and it is set up very purposely. So it's romance between couples, and it's so a curse of, and there's a big curse that's in the background that's happening. But the 2 parts of the scales and feathers, each part relates to one of the protagonists. So scales obviously for the Dragon King, and then feathers for her. Which if you read the book, then you'll know, if you get to the end, you'll know why feathers matches her. The next one's wings and gems. So that's actually my like graphic I have here that you guys can see. So this is a graphic I made, and I added in like that's supposed to be like a choker necklace, because it's the next one's with dragons and a mermaid, and the mermaids, they have, or all the merfolk have a gem that's sewn that they wear around their neck, and that is the source of their power. But this particular mermaid is cursed with her magic. It doesn't work well for her. It's very detrimental to her life, just having a good life. So that's her curse. And of course the Dragon King has his own curse. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on. And let's say hello. RC Scott was the first to come in. Are you doing anything for Nano? And then Felicia, hello. Mandy.
I read RC's new book, The Sis, that came out last night before bed. I don't know if you've read it yet, but first thing I did, I woke up this morning. I didn't finish it till like 1:30 or something. I woke up this morning, and the first thing I did was just check my face.
Oh no! So did you have a dream?
I wasn't actually dreaming about it, but it obviously kind of affected me in some way, because I was really like, okay, there we go. We're okay. We're okay.
I have read basically everything that he's put out, but I'm in a time crunch right now. I don't have time to read stuff unless it's like I'm bringing someone on to
Sure.
for like the podcast or whatever. But hello, Vanessa. And have you met Vanessa before?
I don't think I have. Hello, Vanessa.
Yeah, she's a booktuber. So down below in the description box, I have a 2 sheets, 2 Google spreadsheets that are linked. And the first one is author tubers, are kept up by Kat Leo. And Kat also includes some booktubers on there. And then when Vanessa saw the sheet, she was like, "Oh, we should do this for booktubers." And so she created one, and she has people who help her update it. So that's also linked down below. And that's a lot of booktubers with some author tubers on there who sprint. So, and Emma used to do a whole lot of sprints, but you've kind of backed off a little bit for the last couple of months, I think.
Yeah, I started doing them during NaNoWriMo last year for kind of accountability. And I was doing them like every weekday, I think. And then I backed off again, and then I was doing them again. I still haven't quite decided how many sprints I'm going to do this month. I am going to be on later at 8 p.m. my time, which is 3 p.m. your time, Central. This evening, I'm going to be on with my friend James and with Martin and with Richard. Although I'm crossed with Martin today because he sent me a message at like 8 a.m. this morning saying that he'd already written 1,000 words.
Martin said that? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he got up early.
Y'all are the UK, so you're heading into your afternoon now, right? Yeah. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning for me. Tish is waving to you.
Okay.
So, what Inka says, this is my 10th year doing Nano.
That's impressive.
So, wow. Estelle Vandeveld is a author tuber who she asked for some of us to do a video about Nano, what it means to us. And so I was able to get my video in and done in time. And so she just put that video out with a bunch of people saying what it means to them. And so I was surprised by how many people have been doing this for a really long time. My first Nano was in 2009. I just didn't do it on this site because I wasn't sure if I could trust the site and what that meant exactly. But I was like, okay, I'll do along with this. My first official one on the site, I think it's not even there anymore because they've updated the site since then and they lost my original work. I asked if there was some way to add it back, and they said they couldn't. They didn't know how to get it back again. So, but I did my first official one in 2011. So it's been over 10 years for me as well. And my Nano record is 103K. I can't see that happening this year. So that's pretty close. My highest one was 99.8K. So I was pretty close. Yeah.
Wow.
That was writing the second book of my last series. I wrote Soul of a Rose 2 Novembers ago. I did that. So last November, I wrote the final draft of this book. So
yeah, I remember you doing that actually.
It was a 4th draft. Sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I remember you doing that. Last year.
And yeah, well, I'll come back to that in the next one. But another tip for Nano: don't check the forums on day one. There will I can't say the word inevitably be someone there saying, "I hate 50K already." Woo! Shut up. Yes.
Get out.
There is a YouTube channel. I'm trying my Fiction Marketing Academy or something like this, and they're all about using AI for writing. So I don't really keep up with it, but I had heard of them, so I went to go check it out, and I was like, oh. But they're all about using AI to help you write 50K in one day, so you can do Nano every day. Win every day. And I'm like, yeah, no, I think I liked writing my own books. I like using AI to like help me come up with names, and I'll throw in there. I was like for Across the Scales of Feathers, I threw into it. I was like, okay, what would a kingdom look like if a king disappeared for 20 years and then he came back and he was trying to take back over his kingdom? What kind of issues would arise? So it's not really a search program, but I just wanted to see what it would say, and it gave me several different things. But one of them I liked, so I used it as something that he would run into as coming back and trying to take over his kingdom.
Yeah.
So, maybe I think I went through a lot of these already. Coloring book, yes, I love the coloring book. LOL, making me feel. Hi, it's been a minute since I've seen you. I hope you are well. Hey, when do you think the audio will come out for her? It is in the back of my mind to do it because I did the audiobook for the novella, but I haven't finished editing all the chapters yet. I finished recording, and that was only 24,000 words, and that took me several weeks of recording myself. And I was trying to edit at the same time. So forget it. I'm just going to record, just get it all recorded, and then I'll go back and start editing. And so I've gone back to start editing, and I'm on chapter 6, but it's been a week, I would say a good week since I've been able to go back to editing. But my goal is to have the novella audiobook done for November or December, sorry. And it would be nice if I could have the audio for the main book in January when I release it on platforms, but I don't know if I'm going to get it done. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would make great bonus newsletter treat for people who sign up from the back matter. Yeah, I think she might be talking about the coloring book, the one coloring page I took out. So, oh, random update, Shannon. I think I have figured out my internet challenges. Oh, that's good. So Vanessa just moved, and she actually works from home as a psychologist, and they were having issues trying to get the internet set up in their new home for when they moved in, which would not work out well for her working. So I'm glad that. Oh, I love this. Gay space Bridgerton in my series. I love that.
Awesome.
Morning,
that
Stacey.
sounds amazing.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Hi, Stacey.
How dare he? So rude. I don't know who that was in response to.
Oh, Martin.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That makes sense. Hello, Alice. Good morning. Right. Complete my King. I don't know if I'm saying that right. King Project. Okay. Which is a historical romance set in the King Dynasty. Now, the Nano project you're working on is a historical romance, right? It's that the Regency, the Scotland one. Is that Regency? No?
No, it's not Regency. The Regency I need to go back to. I was writing that for Camp Nano. This is a contemporary romance. It's one of the ones that I signed with my publishers for back in kind of April, I think it was.
Okay.
It's the final one of that contract.
So, and that's contemporary, but it's in Scotland.
Yes.
That's so cool. I would love to read that one when it comes out, because I love anything that's like Scotland, Ireland. I love those areas. So Stacey says, I'm going to be attempting dictation this Nano. Wish me luck. Wish you luck. So one thing that I have found that's really worked also with the AI, and Martin told me about this one, although I had heard about it on a podcast, but he's tried it and he said it works really well, is I've done a bunch of dictating. So the short story I'm writing that goes along with my first book, I've been dictating all of it, and I started putting it into AI, and I said, please edit. So it's editing. You just have to be careful with that, though, because if you put any work you put into AI, it will be using that as part of their training model. So now your work is part of AI. I don't have the same concerns that other people have, because I figure that a lot of that stuff is going to be out there anyways. I don't know anyone who wants to write like me anyways. I'm not that famous. So I'm not famous at all. So I'm wishing you the best. Yeah. But it does help me clean it up, because I had lots of stuff messed up, and like I'm partially tone deaf, so it doesn't understand everything I say. So when I say and, A-N-D, it puts I-N. So I cleaned all that up, and I didn't have to go through and do a certain find function. And then one of my characters' names in the short story that I was dictating is Lizzie, but it's L-I-S-I. But when I would say to the dictation, it comes out L-I-Z-Z-Y. So then I said at the beginning, I said, hey, I said, here are the characters in the scene. So it took all my L-I-Z-Z-Ys and replaced it with L-I-S-I.
That's cool.
So I didn't have to do that. All righty, we got to the end of the comments. We'll go ahead and get started in our first sprint. Let's do that one. Oh, why are we way down here? We're going to do 30 minutes. Let me see if I can edit this real quick. That looks kind of weird. Oh, that's probably why I did it, because I didn't want to cover up the dragon face.
Yeah, I don't want to cover the dragon.
Okay, I think that's going to be good. All righty. And you guys want to get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. And that is time. How did you do?
I did well. I got some food because I was starving, and then I was going through what I managed to write this morning. During my writing class, we have some kind of little writing sprint times, and nobody needed me, so I was like, okay, nice. So I think I got about like 800 words done during that. So I've just kind of been playing around with those because I do edit as I go along, even during NaNoWriMo. I can't help fiddling. I'm a fiddler. What can we say?
Yeah, I did see how you talked about that in your book where you were trying to write without editing the first Nano, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work. It didn't work. I do edit, but I ended up, I won Nano and I ended up with a really strong first draft.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you were surprised.
Yeah. So, it works. It works for me anyway, but I wouldn't be able to do like 99,000 words, whatever it was that you managed.
Well, I just have to say, you said you got 800 words, and that was on top of getting food and then just editing, which I tend to get fewer words.
No. I was playing with those words. Those are the words I got earlier.
Okay. Well, it's no wonder you get 55,000 words done. You could write 800 words in like 10 minutes.
No, I'm not fast. I'm really, really slow.
I'm a slow typer too. I do tend to dictate when I can. So for me, with this first sprint, I was also going through my previous draft and picking out parts that I wanted to keep. And I wanted to do that before we started this morning, but I ran out of time. So I picked out the first, the prologue. I started with the prologue from my last draft, and I picked out what I wanted to keep. And then I went and dictated what I wanted to fill out the rest of the prologue. And then I went back and edited it all together. So with that, I got 357 words.
Nice.
So, yeah. Okay. So I like to ask some questions about your book, and I'll go through and look at, put some of the comments up and stuff. You talk about how do you plan you talked about preptober in your book, and I am pretty much, I guess, what they call a pantser. I don't know what to call myself, to be honest. I think I'm an intuitive writer, which is that, I like that term better, but that still kind of goes along with the idea of pantsing, which is you kind of sit down, you may not think you have a plan, you sit down, you start writing, but I do plan a lot of things in my head. I just don't write it all down. So
yeah, it's all going on in there with you, isn't it?
Yes, I have tons of things in my head a lot. My mom used to say she didn't know how I can be me because she would go crazy with all the stuff I think about all the time. But yeah. So yeah, tell us, what are some tips that you could give for pantsers from preptober to get ready to plan for this month?
Yes, the main thing would be to at least work out your characters a little bit, because it's all very well not to really know what the story is going to do exactly, but presumably you're going to have some idea of who is going to be in that story. So however you work with that, even if it is just thinking, it doesn't necessarily have to be writing things down, but just be clear of your characters, clear of their motivations. You could also think about any kind of themes that you'd like to run through your writing, and that will give you just a little bit of kind of structure when you do start writing, so that you know what you are going for. Also, any kind of research. I mean, I'm not a pantser, but presumably pantsers don't just sit down with a completely blank page and not even know, like, if the book's going to be contemporary or if it's going to be set in the Victorian era. So if it's, any research you need to do, if you know that your protagonist is going to be a doctor, for example, well, maybe do some research into, what that would be like, especially whatever they specialize in, any little things like that you can do that will just make writing your book that much smoother, and you're not having to stop all the time to either look things up, or you're not having to leave great huge chunks because you don't know exactly what would happen. So you're just kind of putting like, we'll research that later, which I know works for some people, but anything that you can do, I think, to eliminate that will probably help with getting those words down.
Okay, I'm going to go through. So I started some of these comments for how people did on their sprints. So I'd like to go through those. So while I do that, if you want to think about the answer to my next question, because you may not have an answer, you included a lot of tips about NaNoWriMo from other writers. What what resonated the most with you. But you can think about that while I go through some of the updates here.
Okay.
So let's see. Yeah, the dragon wants to be seen. Yes, I love that. And then Dr. B was talking about my makeup, and my profile picture now on here is from my my moon fae from my world, which the makeup took roughly, I would say, a couple hours, but that was kind of like in between doing other things. And it was just me playing around and kind of thinking about what I want to do. I am in my top 5 strengths for the Clifton Strengths is intellection, I think is what it's called. But basically the way Becca Syme says it is that I like to intellect. So I'll like take in information and then I'll think about it for a while and then I act. And so I think that's what is writing for me, is that I think about my stories for a long time before I start writing them. And then I sit down and I'm able to just get it done. But yeah, it took me a couple hours the first time, but then I took it off after my stream and I put it back on again for my son's trick-or-treating, and that took me less than a half hour to do it, because then I knew what I was doing at that point. But one thing I would say is that it may have looked like a lot too, but on my eyes was actually a tattoo, a temporary tattoo. Cool. Yeah, so it was a butterfly wings. So I cut the wings up and I used those and I put those on my eyes. So I was just working around the butterfly wings and adding like I added some more blues, and then I had a makeup that was it's like a gel makeup that it's blue and it was sparkly. So I used that to outline the butterfly. You couldn't really see all the details on the screen, I think, but yeah, once I figured it out, it took me less than a half hour the next time. Then I got through a bunch of emails at Sprint, yay, and start a staff meeting in 10 minutes. Okay. And that was a few minutes ago, so probably getting ready to do that. Brainstorming using dictation, I got 12. Wow. Unedited, and with dictation, I need to edit. That's pretty close to what I get to, though, when I use dictation. I could get anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 words when I dictate. It depends on how much thinking I'm doing. Because if I stop and I start thinking, I'm like, right, stop thinking, right. I will stop and start thinking about things. But Laura got 287 words. I did say what I got, right? 357. I think I said it. Yep. Nice. Good job. 367. Oh, we're pretty close. I was 357. Yeah. So into my first attempt at writing fantasy romance, maybe romantasy. I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a distinction, but it's on the reader side. I don't think they really make those distinctions too much. So it's all romantasy to them, even though fantasy romance is different than romance fantasy.
Sure.
I wrote the Life Advice from the Dead section of my newsletter, which is moving to my subscription. I love that. Life Advice from the Dead section from Dead. Because my newsletters are too long. They are a bit long, but it's okay. And Sako made coffee and got 71 words. Cool. All right, Laura, you want to tell us what was your favorite piece of advice or what resonated with you?
So it was something that Hananya said, actually.
Okay.
And I got it open at the right point. And it's get yourself a fellow group of fellow authors you can rely on if you're having a rough time. Get yourself some people who will lift you up, who are in this with you, who understand and will support you on this journey. And I think one of the most fantastic things about NaNoWriMo is just the community and the way that everybody's pulling together and encouraging each other and genuinely interested in what everybody else is writing. So I imagine like it can get a bit competitive in some groups, but I certainly didn't encounter any of that with the people that I met.
Yeah. And you have a whole section in the book too about consume positivity. I don't know if those were your exact words, but basically surround yourself or something with positivity. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, the community is very positive, but you actually gave like a big list of resources of how to find that positivity and incorporate that. Yeah. And I agree with you. I think it's very important to have the positivity. I prefer that over everything else. So, Stacey says, I woke up to a dream that I think would be a great story, but I'm trying to brain dump the idea. And since I'm not ready for Nano Project, I may switch. Yeah, I did that. I dream of stuff all the time, but usually because I'm dreaming stuff that I'm usually thinking about. And so I had come up with the idea for the origin story for vampires in my world. And that's when I woke up and I started writing on it that day. And I wrote the first like 3,000 words. That will be maybe a standalone book, but it's going to come after my duology, which is coming after this series. And this series, I've only got one book written, and it's going to be between 6 to 8 books. So I have like, what is that, like 10 books on the back burner right now that I want to write. I just wish I had more time. Joss says, made a taxo omelet with salsa and coffee. I meant to say taco. Okay, I see. I was about to ask for taxo. I was thinking maybe it was a Texas. It's a tax omelet. Feliz Dia de los Muertos. So happy Day of the Dead. Morning, everyone. Hi, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before. Is this someone you know?
No.
Or is just someone new? Okay, so no, someone new to the channel. Yes. Welcome to the channel. It did say bookish nerd, so maybe it comes from booktube side, which we love all the booktubers. Hello. Yeah. Good morning, Devin. How are you? Amanda, hello. All right. Well, if you're ready, we'll get ready and head back into our next sprint. I set up the timer again. And Amanda, whoop, whoop, booktube. Yes. Which, if you guys are interested in reading Fourth Wing, Read with Dr. B is starting reading sprints tonight, and I'm going to be there. That's at 5 o'clock my time. I want to read it, so I've got the book. I'm ready to get started. And she's doing that over.
It too.
You okay? Well, you'll be in bed, but you could catch it on the replay.
Catch it on replay. I've got so much to read at the moment anyway, but it's like sat by the bed, tempting me.
Yeah. I've been wanting to read it for a while, so this is perfect for me. And then Emma and I are also reading a book together, which Emma, I'll be getting you because that's in a week's time. We're doing our recording. We're pretty close to it. Where we're going to be talking about Seven Figure Fiction by Theodora Taylor. And I can't wait to talk about it. I'm so interested to see what you have to say about it. So I need to read that. I haven't finished it. I need to finish that book too. So lots of books. I want to get to your book first, and then. So yes, and then after that, then I have a book to read. It's fantasy for the Booktuber Club. What's it called? Adrian Books by Adrian's book club.
Yes,
you're also reading that too.
I need to get started on that one. Actually,
I haven't started that one. I'm like, that's a little bit later in the month, so I'll get to that then.
Yeah,
but yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then Joanne's welcoming everyone. What are you guys doing? What are you working on for Camp NaNoWriMo? So for those who are on the BookTube side, NaNoWriMo, if you're not sure what that is, and we're not camp, this is NaNoWriMo. But NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. It's been in place, I think was this first year 2006 or something? Somewhere around that time frame. But it's just basically a month that's set aside every year. It's November. That basically write 50,000 words, which is the length of a book, or at least it was considered the length of a book for many of us, especially those of us who write fantasy. It is like 1/3 of your book. No, so it's much shorter. But for like contemporary romance, which Emma writes, 50,000 is pretty close to what, and that you stated that in your book as well. That is pretty close to what your books are. So, Fourth Wing sprints tonight. Yes, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so I'm glad. I didn't know how long that was going to go. 3 hours. That takes me to 8. I'll be in and out toward that last hour because that's when my kiddo is going to bed. But I'll definitely be there, and I should be there through the end because I go to bed at 8:30 my time. We are preparing for the big day, November 7th, when Iron Flame comes out. I know. I know that's coming soon. And then she's doing reading sprints for Iron Flame. That's the second book in the series, by the way, if you didn't know. I'm working on contemporary romance. Okay, writing. And I'm being a nano rebel and already have 7,200 words written. Nice. For the first day, that's already what he wrote. Do you dictate or was that typing? I'm a slow typer, so I always admire people who can type fast. So it's 4 days of sprints leading up to the big day. Yeah, I started at midnight and I'm halfway done with my words. Got the day. I know I said we were about to start sprint and then people start chatting, so I'm putting this up here. There are a couple of random scenes. I'll have to figure it out. It's like, oh, Eva, how are you doing? How's Mama and everybody? Happy Nano. Yay, BookTube. Let me know if any of y'all have channels. I'm always looking for new channels. Vanessa's a great one to follow. And just down below in the description box, there are 2 spreadsheets that are linked. The second one is one that Vanessa keeps up, and that's all the BookTube channels who are doing reading sprints or productivity sprints. There's also some author-tubers on there as well. The first spreadsheet is author-tubers with some booktubers on there. So yeah, so you can definitely find a bunch of people through those spreadsheets. I find new author tubers all the time through the spreadsheet. There's like, what was the last count? Like 500 author tubers on there.
Really?
That's a lot of author tubers. I don't know all of them. Yeah.
No, I don't either.
Kiddo's homesick, and I'm also sick too. Oh no.
No.
My November project is a revision. Hoping to get some done later today. And congrats on the work. I'm currently revising my bakery rivals to romance. Bakery rivals to lovers, work in progress, which is a romance, is a contemporary romance project, Sugar and Spice. All right, let's go ahead and get started into this next sprint. Okay. We'll get going in 3, 2, 1. And that is time. How did you do?
Pretty good. I needed to put the dishwasher on, the glamour, and I had something I needed to do for a friend, which took up some of the sprint, but I finished going through what I'd written earlier, and I think I added like a tiny amount. I'm at like 900 words now for the day, but I'll be able to start writing properly in the next sprint. So,
okay. I had started, then I got interrupted and get pulled away to go do something, which while I was taking care of that, I had a chat with Martin. And I was like, I heard you got 1,000 words already today. He's like, who's gossiping about me?
You've got like 2,000 now.
Oh, I didn't remember. But he just said, who's gossiping about me? Is that Emma? But she gossiped about you on air.
Oh, yeah.
He did tell me 2,000 after that.
Yeah. Yeah, he messaged me to let me know he got another 1,000 in his lunch hour.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. I was able to get back and get some more words in. And so a total of added. And right now I'm just still going through and picking out pieces that I liked from my previous draft. And I haven't got to a part yet where I need to expand on anything. So it's also slow going with that for words, but got 156 words added altogether. And so let's go see how the chat did. So left off here with Joanne talking about what she was working on, and Devin saying, starting book 3, draft 1. I'm also a rebel. Already had some words down. Awesome. And that's awesome. Thank you. Yes, I think she was talking about the spreadsheets down below. And there is Joanne's IG, because we do have some people here who don't have channels. In case if you want to follow anyone, you can also follow them on IG. A lot of us author tubers use IG quite a bit. Although there's another subsection of us who use Discord quite a bit. So I'm on both places. So I need to edit and post my Nano reading schedule today. I forgot about that. Oh, what are you reading? Just curious. You don't have to share if you want to. And then Joanne's link for raising money for artwork. The first Nano was a 99. Oh, wow. I forgot that it was that far back. I think I knew that at one point, but I could not recall what that information was. That was quite a while ago. Morning, Beth Ann. How are you doing? Hope all is well. What are you working on today? You have classes that you're preparing for? Because I know this is getting close to the end of the semester. Good morning and happy Nano to everybody. Hello, Cindy. Hellos. All the good stuff in the 90s. Yeah. Happy is it really already Nano, everyone?
I know. Where did October go? Where did those 31 days go? What did I do in those 31 days?
Yeah. And hello, Clara. Happy Nano Day 1. Nice to meet you. What are you working on this morning? I got the hiccups. That's why I'm eating some candy, because I got the hiccups already. I get the hiccups when I'm hungry, so.
Oh, do you?
Hey, yeah. And it's really weird, too, because I remember when I was pregnant with my first kiddo, I started feeling like this like rhythmic, almost like a rhythm of a bump. And I was like, that's too slow for a heartbeat. And I was like, don't tell me that's his heartbeat that I'm feeling. And then I started thinking about it. I started, connecting it. And I was like, okay, every time that happens, I get hungry. So I was like, he also gets, and he's still to this day, he's my adult kiddo. He's 22 now, and he still gets hiccups when he's hungry. But my youngest kiddo doesn't. So it's interesting. So it has to be a genetic thing. So, but I don't know anybody in my family who gets hiccups when they're hungry. it's just always been true for me. And now for my oldest kiddo. Hi, Janice. Oh, sorry, I didn't say it. Hello, Janice. Starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Well, are you doing a Nano then? And what are you working on? You don't have to share if you don't want to, but I'd like to ask. Starting the day with a new Nano project novel. Okay. I used that sprint to get breakfast. I should have got breakfast at Candy, but I already had lost so much time to taking care of the issue that came up. And I was like, I wanted to get back and get some more writing in. And so I just grabbed some candy out of the bowl and came back here. Use some cinnamon eggnog. Can't write on an empty stomach. Cinnamon eggnog. That sounds good. Do you like eggnog?
I've never had eggnog. It scares me because of the egg in the title.
Yeah. Yeah, they use pasteurized eggs, so typically it shouldn't be bad, but it doesn't taste like eggs at all. At least not to me, it doesn't. Added 469 words out of my 1,200 word count goal.
Nice.
Congrats. Got some reading done. Started unloading the dishwasher.
Yeah, dishwasher pals.
Yeah, there you go.
Keeping up with those dishes.
2,752 of unedited brainstorming by dictation. So I'm going to be cutting a lot of that to make it clear. I totally understand that. I've done that before. That's usually when I'll get close to 2,000, 3,000 words in dictation in a half hour to an hour, because I'm just like just brain dumping everything. So, and usually only very little of it comes out usable, but I'll add dialogue, because I usually think of things in dialogue versus scene.
Yeah.
And then so a lot of that I can keep. 579 words for Inca. Woohoo!
Nice.
I'm taking I'm taking so much that my mouth is dry. I'm talking maybe. I'm talking so much that my mouth.
I think talking.
Makes sense. Thanks. Grading exam. Still, I think the last time we were here together, you were grading exams. My days total up to 2,463.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes. I got
That
5 books
amazing.
to read. I think so too. Especially since like the count goal, right, is 1,667 words a day to hit that 50. So that's awesome. I've got 5 books to read this Nano. It's a long list for Nano anyways. What books are there? Congrats and thanks. Eggnog reminds me of a thick melted ice cream. It's rich and creamy. Yeah, that's actually a really good analogy.
Okay.
I don't like eggnog, but I still somehow have it once a year to confirm I don't like it. Victoria, I've been there. So I used to try it once a year, but my family always got the same eggnog every year. And I didn't like it. And I met my husband. And he was like, there's more than one kind of eggnog. Maybe you should try a different brand. And so he was buying different ones over the years. And we finally found one that I liked. Like I stick with it. I prefer the ones that don't have alcohol in them. So, and I think it's because the ones that they typically sell with alcohol is like whiskey and bourbon. And I don't like whiskeys and bourbons.
Right. Okay.
I'm trying to get a little bit ahead because it won't last. Well, it's a good tactic to take. It tastes too sour for me. Oh, really? I always think it's sweet.
Oh, okay.
Do you add cinnamon to it? So we always add cinnamon to ours. Not that cinnamon's sweet, but it adds a different kind of like flavor.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
My name is Cindy too. Now this is on the Nano website, which that was going to be my question for you this time, because you have a section on setting up an account on the NaNoWriMo website. Why do you think it's important to have that account, or how do you think it could be useful for writers to have that account?
I think it really depends on how you work, and you need to know yourself as to whether it would be useful to you. I'm very competitive with myself, not with other people. I've got no interest in competing with other people, but with myself, I am very competitive. And so putting in the words when I've done some sprints, if I'm having like a slow day, then I'll update it quite a lot, because you can update it whenever you like. And it really kind of helps me in seeing the graphs as well, but for some people it just won't work, and it's not something that you have to do. You can completely just, set your own goals, or do the regular Nano goal, but not bother with setting things up on the website. But I know that there are also lots of groups and things on there. I think we're really lucky that we have the people here on AuthorTube and everybody in the chat and things that supporting us, and we're supporting them and things. But if you don't have that, then the the NaNoWriMo groups are maybe another way that you could find that.
And I have found with the NaNoWriMo groups, a lot of them are on Discord. So,
are they? Okay.
Yeah, I've joined a couple of them, and I found 2 that I really prefer. Because I think I joined like 4 at one time, and 2 of them I just slowly weeded myself out because it just wasn't worth it for me. But the 2 that I joined, they kind of do things all throughout the year, and they do writing sprints all the time. So like here, where you can find writing sprints online on YouTube, they have writing sprints going on all the time in those groups beyond just the Nano months. So,
sure.
Devin will have a video coming out later today.
Cool.
That is the beta reads. Okay, 2 beta reads: Wolves of Duty, Bare Bones, and Fated to Live. Oh, love those. I like the Fated to Live one. That's interesting title.
Yeah.
I like it with alcohol, but I'm having it without this morning. I never thought eggnog was sour. Me neither, until I had cinnamon eggnog and tried to go back. Oh well. Maybe that's it for me. Maybe because I'm used to the cinnamon eggnog. So if I tried that, maybe it would sound or taste sour. Hello, just joining. Hello, Jordan. How are you? Are you a NaNoWriMo writer this month, or are you just joining to get some productivity in? And let us know what you're working on if you want to share. You don't have to share, but we'd love for you to share if you want to. Nicole.
Hey, Buttercup.
It's almost like cozy milkshake. Yeah.
Oh,
Still talking about eggnog here. Yeah, it's very good, tasty if you got the right one. Welcome. Nice to meet you. And what genres do you like to read or write? Or write? Because lots of us are readers. All right, we've got to the end of the comments. Jordan replied, this Nano working on a paranormal project. Nice. And Jordan, if you didn't know, my guest today is Emma Bennet. She wrote the book on, I'm sorry, that I never remember the full title, Eat, Sleep, Write, and Repeat.
Eat, Sleep, Write, Repeat, yeah.
Okay. Which is...
Right, eat, sleep, repeat. There we go. The writing has to come first.
What did I say? Did I say eat first?
Yeah.
Because I'm hungry.
Well, priorities, yeah. I would normally as well, but for the purpose of the book title.
Right, should come first. Which is just a great little guide to, how to approach Nano and how to be successful with Nano. So it was a book that Emma just put out. Emma, if you want to share the book, you can.
I can put it
there
up.
There we go. Yes. I have it on format, which I have other stuff going on my phone, so I can't show it yet. Or won't be able to during stream, but yeah. All righty, let's go ahead and get into our next sprint. I'm gonna get going in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hang on.
And that is time. How did you do?
I did well, I think. I'm kind of happy with it. It's not going quickly, but I'm pleased with what I've got. So I'm over 1,000 words now. And there was a bit that I kind of needed to play with. I'm fiddling, basically.
I am kind of in a similar boat. Like, it's not going quickly, but I'm happy with where I've gotten. So I'm still going through the chapters I've written before and seeing what I like. And what I remember is like, oh, these chapters were awful. I was like, I'm gonna have to completely redo these scenes I'm gonna just redo it all. And I'm reading through like, oh, this is not as awful as I thought it was.
Yay!
So I'm actually keeping quite a bit of the beginning scenes. I've got the prologue and the chapter 1 done, and I'm now in chapter 2, going through that and seeing what to keep or whatever. But I do know I'm about to come up on a scene that I'm going to be completely rewriting, because I thought through that scene quite a bit and how I would do it differently and what I want to include. Plus, I know that was like something I threw in to that scene when I wrote this draft before. And I was like, I don't really know what this is, but I'm going to throw this in. So I threw it in. And since then, I figured out what it is and what exactly it should look like. So I have to fix it for that. But,
sure.
Go to the chat. How do you guys do? Left off with Devin saying, I think my fave eggnog is Southern Comfort and some eggnog, which I think Southern Comfort's a bourbon or whiskey. One of those two, which is what I don't like. So yeah, eggnog ice cream. I have had that. I didn't think it was as good. It's like just regular eggnog. Emma, you're going to try all these things and tell us.
I don't think we have it that much. Like I've heard of people having it, but I don't really see it in the supermarkets.
Yeah.
So
I don't see it here until around Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'll look out for it and I'll let you know if I do manage to find some.
I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine it's going to be coming out in the next month, probably here, because we don't get it until around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So Laura's like, eat, sleep, eat, repeat, perfect day. And then Amanda did ask, is it like a craft book? Talking about Emma's book, the Nano book, write, eat, sleep, repeat.
Yes. It's not like a writing craft book. It's not like how to write in how to craft great characters or how to write a successful story arc. It's more kind of practical advice on how to actually get the words down, but I'm afraid you have to work out those words for yourself.
Yeah. So I said partly, and I said partly on my thinking of the craft book is that you do have actionable steps, like do this, do this, do this, do this. So I take that, most craft books will talk about like the general, here's this idea, here's what you can do. So that's kind of how I took it. So partly I feel it is, and then the other part of it is I feel it's more inspirational. So I think it's kind of blends them a bit in my thoughts. Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting. I'll have to see if it's in my budget. Well, you did have it on sale there for a minute for the ebook. But
it's been the same price since I launched it.
Oh wait, no, that's right. I had Amazon credit.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. So I think I got it for like $1 or something because I had some Amazon credit built up. So, are you participating in Camp Nano? Morgan, there's my critique. I was just thinking about you because I have chapters I can send you now. Well, I don't have enough yet, but we send each other between 10,000 to 15,000 words at a time. And so she was like, you start sending me chapters whenever you have it. I'm like, well, I'm going to start in November, so I'll have some things send you then. So yeah, I was thinking probably by Saturday. I don't know if you want to start then, because I know I haven't got your next chapters yet, Morgan. So do you want to plan for maybe Saturday that we can exchange? If that's too soon, just let me know. Morgan, hey, how's it going? Good. How are you? 514 words from Jess. The book is Schnurred.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Did I say how much I got? I don't think I did. 210. I was trying to hurry up and get like another word in so it wasn't a round number, but then whatever. I got a round number. Hellos. Well done. Hellos. Okay, just tired. Feel like going back to sleep.
Oh.
Rania. Rania. You look familiar. I don't know if I've seen you here before or if I've seen you on another channel, but hello and welcome. Are you doing Nano? And what are you working on if you are? And Jordan, hey, I'm Benish Morgan Lay. Hello. And how are you, Jordan? Because I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. Oh, okay. You meant Joanne. Oh, gotcha. By the way, I was saying hello to all you guys. Hello. And how is the children? Hello, Jordan. Hellos. Back from my meeting. Woohoo. 513 words for Cindy. Wow, you guys are all getting some great words. Time to do some work stuff, writing, but not the fun kind.
Aww.
And Margaret. And they're back. I'm not writing at the moment, just watching a YouTube video. Which one are you watching? Day 1, early birds. Yeah. Hello, the greatest love. I'm gonna guess greatest, maybe greatest love.
Yeah.
And hello, are you doing Nano? And what are you working on if you are, or if you're here for some other productivity, what are you working on? And I like to say early dragon. Actually, I think you talked about night owls and early birds in your book. And I was like, if I was writing this, I would say early dragon and night owls.
Yeah, I'm so rubbish in the morning. There's just no point to me trying to do anything. It's better for me to kind of get the stuff done that I need to for the day, like take the dogs out for a walk and things like that, and just like clear that time.
Yeah. I'm definitely an early person. I don't work well at night unless I get into like the, what they call it, the flow state. If I get into a flow state with my writing, then there's nothing that will stop me. Not food, drink, using the bathroom, nothing. I'll just keep on going, and I'll look up and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been there. When I was having that dream about the origin story of vampires for my book, and then I wrote about it the next day, and I didn't stop until I looked up and I saw that it was 3 o'clock. And I was like, oh, I need to go to bed because I had to get up at 5.
Oh,
yeah.
No, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Well done.
It's all right. I'm glad I got it done. So
yeah.
470 words for Amanda. Swapped over to brainstorming goal and got 1,146 words. Nice. Killing it. Emma's fiddling. Margaret. Hellos. Wow, 2,417. I'm getting more detail about the story and at least part set up of the story.
Well done.
Nice. Did not get outside yet. I'm still in my PJs, but I should get out there soon for a mind break. Change is as good as rest. Don't you know? And it is going to be cold here. I'm in Florida, so we typically have higher temperatures. And we're like in the 30s and 40s all week, which is low, really low for us. I think Stacy, no, I think today, I was looking at Stacy's name above this. I think today it's going to be all about brainstorming, world building, and plotting. I'm still counting the words, but I don't think the story is going to start until tomorrow. I do too. Whatever words I write down or I type or whatever, I count. Now, I don't typically count the words I write down because I do have a notebook that I put all my stuff into. Which what did I do with my notebook? I don't know what I do with. Oh, it's down there. I do write down stuff in a notebook whenever I think of different things. It's typically the world building stuff is what I write down. And I don't count those because I just don't want to spend the time counting them. So if I had time, I would. Yeah. Southern Comfort makes an alcohol-free eggnog for the grocery stores. I think I might have had that one too, but I don't know if I remember. Maybe I haven't. I don't know.
You're quite the expert.
Me?
Yeah. I like the way that this has been, you've been systematic over the years, like trying out all these different ones.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, my parents run a liquor store too, so they get all kinds of different eggnog in. I've been able to try over the years. So also chai eggnog. I've not tried that one. If using eggnog as a creamer in a really strong chai tea. Oh, I don't really drink tea, so that's probably why I haven't tried that. So it's not like a chai nog you buy. You just add eggnog to your tea.
Yeah,
so.
sounds like it.
Sounds pretty great. 618 words for Inca. Switching to my mic. Yeah, and then hi. I try to make as many decisions beforehand that I can, but this morning was presented with, OMG, what program computer will I use? Oh, no. There's a part 2. Let me see. Where's the part 2 at? Scrivener, but trackpad sucks. GDocs, but the story can be stolen for AI. Notes, but it'll get lost in all the logistical notes. Yeah. I mean, Google says that they don't take any of your words that you add to Google Docs and stuff. They say it's all your personal stuff. But yeah, I've heard the theories that that's not actually that, Google is using your stuff for AI. Officially, they're not doing it, but you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So, okay, go back over here. 3,041 for today for Laura.
Well done, the other Laura.
That is a lot. Added 404, making 873 of 1,200 daily word goal. Let's see where I'm at. I've got 723 for the day, so I'm almost right there with you. Hit the right button. There we go. Yeah, we can start on Saturday. I should be done with my next set of chapters by then. Yay! Okay, we'll plan for Saturday then. Oh, Zena. Oh, okay. I didn't recognize you in this format. End up going with Pages, new environment, because at least it can do word counts easily. What is Pages on? Is that something? I don't know what that's on. It's my other account. Gotcha. Shannon's dreaming about her fiction. Someone put house centipedes on their socials, and that is what I got to dream about this morning.
Oh dear.
That's funny. Ooh, chai eggnog sounds delicious. Oh no, a few months ago there was a disclaimer that anything on GDocs was fair game, I thought. I don't know. I did look into it, and I don't think it was that long ago. I don't think it was a few months ago. It was more recent than that, and they said they had it in their terms of service that it wouldn't be used. But maybe I'm misremembering. I don't think so though. It would be anonymized, which is exactly the crime. Off to school. Thanks for spending by, Victoria. Have fun at school. Page. Oh, that makes sense. Pages is max for word. Yes, I do remember that. When I was teaching, I would have students turn things in Pages, and I couldn't do anything with that. And I got tired of, because you can there's conversions online where you take Pages and convert it to a Word document, but it would mess up the formatting. And I did whenever I would grade essays, part of it was the formatting, because that was really big in Western Kentucky University too. So I told them that they had to figure it out, how to convert it, and then make sure that it looked right.
Yeah.
And I was able to get away with that because the school offered Word for free. So you got, I think it's true for most colleges here in the US that Microsoft Word or Office, the online version, the 365, is free for all college students. Yeah, I haven't messed with it before, but figured I just import it into Scrivener when I get my new license. Oh, cool. And then services, anything private stays private. That's what it was.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So as long as you're not sharing it with anybody, then it's private.
Okay.
And then they don't use it. Yeah. But how do you make a GDoc private, Inka? In fact, the fact that it's not shared with anyone. Yeah, that's what I got from it too. But yeah, I did remember looking at their term of service, and that's what I kind of got, was that, they basically were telling you that nothing's used for, but there are tons of people, because you always have conspiracy theories. Some of them do end up being true. But there are people who believe that it's still being used. So,
yeah.
Again, it goes back to, I don't think anybody's really ever going to try steal me, my stuff, my writing. I don't think that's ever going to happen. So good. I drafted Scrivener, then edit in GDocs, used to use Word on the PC, but now I'm on the Mac. Why'd you switch? Just curious. James, hello. It's been a minute since I've seen you. I used to use Pages to write. I actually prefer it to Word. Oh, I've never used it. So what is the benefit, do you think, to using it over Word? Yeah, just don't share it, Margaret. Well, I'm running out of G Drive storage anyway. I'll try Pages. Just make a new Gmail account, and you'll get a new G Drive. G Drive. I have 7 accounts now. Yeah, Microsoft 365 is free to all students. Both my sons got it too. The default is private. In elementary school through high school. Oh,
that's cool.
Oh, I didn't know that. Shoot. Because then that means I could have it right now for, wait, are you in the US, Christina? I'm trying to remember if you're in the US. I think you are. Because if it's free to students, and because I just bought not 365, I just bought the regular Word because I used to use a different license, and now it wasn't really my license, so I don't have it anymore.
Sure.
But my son's in school. I use Pages currently. Have you tried Word? And what's the differences? I normally use Open Office, but I'm using Google Docs because I can dictate there. Yeah, and that's the difference because I've got the Word that's not 365 now. So the one I had before was through my husband when he was doing his college courses. So that was 365, and I didn't buy 365 because I didn't want to have to pay every month or every year or whatever the subscription was. And the regular Word Office doesn't come with a dictate. So now I dictate in something else and then move it to Word. That hasn't seemed to work, the email, Shannon. Perhaps I'm missing some secret cache of videos stored away. That hasn't seemed to work, the emails.
I think she means like using different email to get more storage.
Oh, yeah. So you just start a new Gmail account. So like I have one for my author account. I have one for just my regular name, my everyday name that I use in life. I have one for AuthorTube Writing Conference, right? Because that's the one we use. I don't use that for any personal stuff. That's only AuthorTube Writing Conference. Then there's one for the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast, which I only use for self-publishing tips and tricks stuff. But both of those two originally started in my author account. So I've started other Gmail accounts and I've moved that stuff out. So now they're no longer taking up space in my Gmail account, my author Gmail account. And then, of course, we just started one for Secret Santa. I don't know if we're using the G drive for anything, though. That's between me and
well, you will.
Yeah, if I need the extra storage, I guess I could, but yeah. But if I absolutely needed more space for like my author stuff, I would more likely start a new Gmail account than pay for storage. So, yeah. Christina says, yes, US. I used to share the PC with my husband, but I bought my own Mac so I wouldn't have to, mostly because I wanted Vellum. Yeah, that would be the good thing, would be Vellum. GJox is web-based, so it's on the interweb. I only use them to share with my CPs and betas, and then they will get deleted. I've been using Word since the 90s. But I wonder if once you share them, even if you delete them later, if that information isn't hanging out somewhere.
Yeah,
or
that's what I think. Yeah, once they've kind of got it, like, can they keep it?
Got it. Yeah. You should be able to get it since you have a kiddo in public school. Great. I wish I would have known that like 6 months ago before I bought my Word.
Yeah.
That was like, I don't know, $199 or $200 and some dollars. I don't remember which price that was now, but yeah. Pages feels flashier, more updated, but since I've learned on Word, not as intuitive. Gotcha. Yeah, it's been a while, LOL, but I'm excited for Nano. Yay. What are you working on? I would prefer Word, but I have a Mac that doesn't come standard with it. So Pages is just what's available and working for me to get the writing done. Just write it. I love that. Hashtag just write it.
Yeah.
We have to have the dictate for my youngest. He has issues with writing. Yeah, I have issues with trying to type fast. It doesn't work. I've tried everything. I don't type fast. This is one of those things that will just be forever on the back burner. Until it's dire, LOL.
Yeah.
It looks like Pages is for Mac only. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But lovely days. I need to get out, move, get some more words. Sure to see you later. Happy writing. Thank you. Do you want to do another sprint,
Sure.
Emma? Or okay, we'll do one more. I usually end around 11, so this will take us just past 11 once we do sprint and come back.
Cool.
Google Docs is good for teachers because they can both be on the docket. Yeah, that makes sense. So for, in the schools where I taught, at least for college level, because I taught at 3 different colleges, they all had Word was the method that they wanted students to turn things in. Exactly. I'm working on an Elder Scrolls fan fiction. Nice. Love the fan fiction. All right. That was the end of the chat. Let's go ahead and get into our final sprint of the morning. I think I have to set it back up again. Yeah. We'll get going in 3, 2, 1, and start. And that is time. How did you do? I'm adding up my last few words here. I got 382 words, which is the most I've gotten all morning. I think my first round was probably the best with 357 beforehand. 82. I'm logging this in so I don't forget it. And there we go. Update progress. 11:05 is what I've written for the day. Let's see how you guys did till Emma comes back. So it says you're only sharing access with those you invite by email, so it's still private. Oh. Then how would it not be private if you're only doing it by, wait, oh, well, because you can invite by email, but then you can also get a link that anyone with the link can see it. And I wonder if that's not private then. They have to be logged into their email to see it. You can make your docs public though. There's a way to make them public. I don't know how you do that. Learning new things all the time. So yay, sprint time. So I guess that was at the beginning of our last sprint here. Yeah, a lot of schools use Google Doc Classroom, so I see that being a big privacy issue. Definitely. I got 200 words and lunch. Lunch sounds good. I need lunch. Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, Martin. Yes, that was our last sprint. I know you're probably still working. And it's not afternoon for you anymore. It's actually not afternoon for me either. It's only 11 o'clock here. But it's going to be afternoon in another hour or so. So Zena got 1093 of 1667 words. Mine was out of 1667, so I got 1105. We've pretty much stayed like the same numbers all throughout this sprint. I think it was. I had 706 words previously. I wrote 7 words. Woohoo for progress. No, it's good, Felicia. And maybe you're just getting started into your writing day. I still have to do a little bit more writing, so I'm going to see who else is sprinting. Excuse me, so I can finish up these other 500 words I need to do for the day. Because then I need to switch my focus to the short story for my novel because I have to get that done and out to my Kickstarter backers as soon as I can, because I was hoping to have it done this month. No, last month. October 31st was yesterday. To have it done then so I could put the special edition hardback cover together to get that out to Kickstarter backers. And then the ebook would have gone out to everybody else as part of the stretch goals. But I don't have the story done yet. So, but my nano goal, my nano project is this book. So I am writing 2 stories right now at the same time. I've actually never done that. I mean, I've got several books and works in progress, but typically I'll write on one in a day. And then the next day I might switch focus, but I don't typically do that one day. So this could be interesting, but I'm going to do that next after I hit my next 500 words. Thanks for hosting. Had to do non-writer things that time. No worries. That happens.
I'm back.
Like I said, you're back. Hi. I was just going through the comments and saying the updates and all that. Do you want to tell us how you did? I wonder if we're lagging here. We might be lagging. Emma, I don't know if she's not hearing me or it's just really bad lag. I'll give it a second. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next one. 552, this time for Cindy. Had a quick lunch and worked on my nano journal. Awesome. LL trying to find out how to turn on word count again. Sheesh. I know all those things. 337 words and got to my daily goal. Woo! Now taking a break to read No Plot, No Problem by Chris Beatty to hopefully get some inspiration. No Plot, No Problem. I've never heard of that one. I'll have to look that up. Thank you for sharing. I spoke 8,678 words this morning, 2,219 this last sprint. Dictation is great for brain dumping or brainstorming. Yes, it is. I completely agree with you. I'm not there yet. I'm still just going through the chapters. I still have a few more to go through. I honestly thought that my writing was terrible and that these chapters were just pretty much garbage. And now that I'm going through, I'm like, no, there's a lot to keep here. Are you back with this okay, Emma? I don't know. Okay. But I'm finding that there's a lot that's actually still working from this first few chapters. They're better than what I remembered. So I'm keeping a lot of it, which is making it slower for me. Okay, she's just getting, I can't hear you. Okay, we hear you. I mean, do you guys hear her? I hear the dogs and heard you say back. She can't hear us or me. So I hear her, at least the background noises. I think I'm still recovering from last night, but thanks for the sprints. Yeah. Thanks for being here, Christina. Added 632, making 1,000 or 1,505 words at the 1,200 daily word goal. Yay! Congrats. 2,206 words totals words for book 3. Heading out. Bye. Thank you for hosting. Thank you for coming by. Elaine is sprinting. Oh, do you have Elaine Cannon? I did not know. Do you have a link for her? I'll have to go look. I think I'm going to stop for a moment and get lunch. Actually, I need to get lunch first and then go back to it. And then join in Jules' stream in an hour, the Dawdling Writer. So I know the Dawdling Writer is most likely going to be on that spreadsheet that's down below because she's one of the people that helps to upkeep it when she's able to. I don't know if Elaine Cannon's sprints are on there, though. So that's definitely helpful to know. Thanks so much for the sprints. Thank you. Well done from Emma. I have about 600. I think I've been writing by hand this time. To focus in a different way. Yeah, and it does work in a different way for me too when I'm able to handwrite. I can't do it for very long though because I tore up my wrists when I fell down a mountain back in 2011. And hello, I don't think I've seen you before. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to say your name right. Is it Sleipner? I'm guessing. Okay, Emma wrote something. We hear you. Oh, she's so weird. When I told her we hear her. Let me just say, yeah. Want to tell us in chat how you did? It's over here. I'm going to be pantsing this, and last year I won Nano with a pants it story, so I'm going to do what works for me. I say do it. I'm kind of the same way. I don't hear Emma. Oh, you don't? Oh, well, she is muted now. Did you guys hear her say I'm back? Because I heard that when she said I'm back. Dictation for the win. Yes. JC, hello there. How are you guys doing? Awesome. We're wrapping up here. I hear Emma. Okay, so you hear. Hello, everyone. I don't hear anything. Emma says, oh, shoot, I missed it all. You did, but that's okay. I appreciate you being here. And today's Wednesday, so typically it's the day that you do some sprints. So that should probably be on the spreadsheet as well. Hey, anyway, says Emma. Hey, from author JC. There is a link to Elaine's. Awesome. I'm going to grab that. I'm probably going to head over there. And then, sorry, guys, sound has completely gone for me after that sprint. No worries. Literally just winged it, the sprint, no plan at all. And then, hey, JC, how are you? No worries, Emma. So I will do a little bit of a outro for Emma because I don't know if she's going to be able to make it back on here with sound. Thanks so much for sprints. I'm here for Nano, 4th time that I try it. Never finished. This time I'm mainly editing and associative writing to get to know my characters better. I think that's awesome. Not doing sprints again until maybe the end of November or December. Okay, I was going to say, because I didn't remember seeing sprints last week, but I didn't know what the story was there. Story's moving along, slow to start, she says. I'm going to say, okay. I'll do my best for an outro for you so we can wrap up. Here we go. Oh, see if there's more comments here. Yeah, how are you doing? Okay, so Emma Bennet is my guest for today. She is an author. She writes contemporary romance through her publishing house, which is traditionally published. And I'm trying to pull up the cover because I have her book as ebook. She is also the author, nonfiction author of several books. This is the one that I wanted to talk about, which was Write, Eat, Sleep, Repeat. 30 days to, it's 50,000 words, how to win NaNoWriMo. She has done really well with winning NaNoWriMos in the past. She actually wrote last November, she wrote her Nano project was a book that she wrote for her Christmas book that just came out. I think. No, that was something else. She's writing a Christmas book now for next year to come out, hopefully, if it gets picked up. She wrote some book in Nano last year that was picked up by her publishing house. They really, really liked it. So it was really, really helpful for her. She has a YouTube channel where you can find her, where she talks about, she does talk about some of the things that happened with her publishing house and what that's like to market. And I really do love her channel. It has a lot of great information, also a lot of writing, videos, and what she's writing about. She's trying to work on a Regency romance as well, but not this month. And and she does writing sprints too. I think she said she has writing sprints coming up later today, I believe is what she said. So yes, so awesome guests that we had on today. And I'm so happy that you guys have all come here today. I'm doing good, still recovering, a little brain fog. So much not up to yet sprinting. I mean, yeah, no problems. Doesn't always work. And thank you, SD. Thank you. And Emma's channel is fantastic. Yay. So lots of great stuff. Doing a better outro for me than I could. Maybe. Until you hear this back, Emma, you'll be like, wait, you forgot that part. Wait, that's not right. Bye, everyone. Emma's sprinting in under 4 hours with me. Okay, cool. So we'll see them here soon. And we'll wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And I will be sprinting all of November pretty much, except for probably Thanksgiving Day for us, so here in the U.S. I'll see you guys all later. Bye.